Hey, welcome back to another video on Databricks. Today, I think I wanted to look at the playground feature uh, in the Databricks workspace. Coincidentally, uh, I had named my workspace as playground as well, and there is another feature in Databricks called playground. So, how did I land up here? So, on this menu here on the left side, the pane. Uh, if you go down under the AI ML, you will see something called Playground. If you click on it, you should land here. Okay. So let's see what exactly is Playground and how do you get started on it, right? And there is definitely one nuance that I will be talking about. So here you can see there's a list of models that you can use. Seems like this is one of the most expensive models. I mean, you will quickly shell out a lot of money. We will not go with this, and it's pay per token. Okay, so it's expensive. So, oh my God, geez, look at this, 357 DBUs. Okay, this one was seven. Oh, double. Okay, yeah, we'll leave these two. This is open source GPT. I think this is what I would want to do. Open weight model. It's oh look at this 2 and 8, okay, and then we have Cloud Sonnet, which is again okay, it's still expensive but not as expensive as Opus and Fable. And then we have a smaller model here. Uh, oh, this is what I would want to use, the cheapest. For 1 million tokens, you have input of 1 dBu and output of 4.2 dBu, so not bad. Quen 3, let's see, Alibaba 2 and 17, still expensive. Oh, sorry, I skipped this one. 3 and 31, and then you have, oh, you have more actually. 7 and 21, 2 and 7, not bad. This is also good. And Gemma is trained by Google. Okay, so legit stuff. And then this is Meta, it's 2 and 6, and then you have 7 and 21. So it looks like we are going to go with this 1 and 4. So we're going to select this endpoint. And then what exactly do we do here, right? I mean, that's the question I had when I first went to Playground. Super confusing for me. But so you can add a tool. I don't know what tool to add, right? If you're just starting out, it says you can add a pre-built tool. I don't know why I would want to add this. You can add your own tool. That's something I would like to do. So tool pretty much is it's a Python or a SQL function, right? Either way, it's a function which gets called based on your query if it's relevant, right? So, for example, if I say, what is the weather today in California, right? For example, so it will pick up the words and say, okay, whenever you see weather and a city name, you should call this function pretty much, right? That's what it does in a way, in a very in a small nutshell. So you call the function, there you go, exactly. So it's a function calling. Yeah, it can summarize for you and document it. So we're going to try all this. Let's see. So, okay, before I go here, I also have a catalog. And in my catalog, sorry, not the ontos, in my catalog, the default, I have NYC taxi table. Yeah, this is what I have here. So if I look at this, it's a very, is the, okay, I don't have a cluster, but it's okay. Um, So here what we are going to do now is maybe I'm going to query this and ask for some particular question, right? So let's try to create a function for it. I already have a function, of course, but let's try to create a function. Oh, pop up. Okay, my bad. So let's see. So it's enabling the new SQL editor was enabled. Thank you. So you can see here I have a function already, but this is how you would create a function. And I don't want the function to be in this catalog in the Hive Meta Store. I want it in my catalog, and I'm going to try again here. Um, and usually its default is what I want anyways. So I think we only have one schema here. Okay. So, and we can prove it, I guess. Default. My catalog has, oh, we have default. Oh, where did they go? That's a bit, oh, there you go. Now it popped up. Okay, it takes a while. I'm gonna go with default because that's where my NYC taxi is, just to make sure we don't get any weird permission issues. So I'm just gonna put it in the same, schema. Now here, what we are going to do is this is already given to you. Somehow when you do this, it gives you this function. And uh, one thing I see here is this, right? So as I said, my data is in my catalog, default NYC taxi. Yeah, this will remain as is. Yeah, and then I'm going to just run selected. So let's see. Here we have a function, I think. Yes, and the function was created yesterday by me. So if the updated should be, so if I run this, oh yeah, of course. I have to start the cluster, which I forgot, which is serverless SQL, will be fast. The warehouse cluster, right? So that's it. It says okay. So now if I go here and oh, it's already updated to July 16, today's date. Okay. So that's taken care of. So we have a function. Now if I go to the playground, I have to say add my own tool which I created, right? So this is my uh, name of the tool, average fare by distance. So now let's go and add a tool in the UC function, right? I'm gonna say my catalog dot default. Yeah, there you go. This is the one. Okay, and save it. There you go. So we can see that the function has been added here. So now, sorry, the tool has been added, technically speaking. So now I can say, so by the way, what does the function do? We never talked about that. So pretty much it returns some number, right, of a decimal place number. And pretty much we are saying what is the average fare by distance. So I can say, let's say, on a you know what is the average taxi fare for distance between a total trip distance between 10 and 15 miles. So let's write the exact question here. What is the average fare of total trip distance between 10 and 15 miles? Let's see. All right, so that's taken care of. And okay, so it was able to determine the average. The data set has a function. So you can see this part. Determine the average fare for trips between 10. The dataset has a function that directly calculates. So it already figured out, okay, that there is a tool, right? But then the output says permission denied, cannot access Spark Connect. Okay, so the reason here, the Spark Connect, so basically there are two different things, right? The serverless SQL warehouse is a completely different game here compared to the SQL it wants to connect, okay? Using Spark Connect. So it's an on-demand thing, especially made for LLMs and AI and stuff like that. So how do you give it permission? So if you go to Databricks, you have to go to your accounts. Okay, the admin has to do that. Okay, and then if you go to, so you will see something like this, and then you go to your settings. Uh, okay, and then you go to feature enablement. This is where this is part is. Serverless compute for workflow. Start up a job notebook in seconds. By default, serverless jobs have unrestricted access. That's okay for now. So disabled. We're gonna enable it. What happened? Something went wrong while trying to enable. Okay. I'm not sure what happened. Maybe I need to refresh this page. That is exactly what I was thinking. So here I have to put my admin stuff, right? So let me do this. Let me go to my portal here first. Okay, since my session was expired. So, oh yeah, by the way, this is also one super cool stuff. So this is your um, user, but if you look at here, this is your admin. So if you're doing an individual account, like the one I have, right? It's not a corporate account. Then you put this, obviously you set it up and then you say continue. My password is already saved, so it'll take me to my accounts now. Yeah, there you go. So here we are just going to say enable it, and there you go. That's it. Okay. And now if I go to my playground, and let's see if I copy this and paste it again here. Okay, so what happens? The function does not, that does a correctly blocked by permissions issue. Okay, so I'm not able to receive. Okay, so let's look at this again. Okay, it says permission issues. So if I go to this, if I look at permissions, there is no permission. So I have to grant. Oh, by the way, this entire thing here is the person underlying is me. Okay, so I have to give permission to myself first here. So if I do grant, and if I just let's just do it nicely. This is my name. This is my email. Execute it. Okay, I guess I exactly what I want, right? So confirm. Okay, and here also I should have permissions, of course. I already have select permissions taken care of. So now, but if you notice here, we made progress, right? The first one was I can't even connect to the serverless. Here it was connected, but then there was a permission issues. So now we can give it again, and let's give it a try again. Because of that, I can't fetch the real average for you now. If you have direct access to the data, so it looks like it's able to give me a rough estimate, but what is the issue here? Let's see. So I'm sorry for the repeated hiccup. The function, this should have taken care of by now. Let's see. Okay, so okay, looks like there is some more things I need to do here. Uh, Permissions. I have the execute permissions here. I have the select permissions here. My catalog default.nyc taxi. So what is it trying to say? I'm sorry, I'm still not able to run the query. Oh, maybe sorry, that is one thing we have to do. I keep forgetting. Uh, Refresh the page. Uh, Select all this again. Use the endpoint. I have to add the tool. So it was a UC function. Oops, you can select this, save it. And then when you do this, this should do the job. There you go. It was a refresh issue because the new session, right? So let's see. So now it's working, right? So you see the nuances here. This was one of the nuance. You have to do this, otherwise the permission issue. Second nuance is the permissions of execution, and the third is, of course, refreshing it, right? So you can see here, I got the amount, right? So it says the average fare is $36.49 for 10 to 15 miles. Okay. So this is how the playground is pretty much. So let's go back to playground. So if you go to see, that's the one thing so clear chat history. You can create a new endpoint, by the way, which we won't. So we can always say clear chat history and you'll be back. Okay. So here you can see that there are a lot of ways. It's literally a playground of things you can try to do here. Okay. So that's what this Databricks playground is about. Literally a playground to know and understand. All right. That's it for this video. I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.